Batfleck. Now, DC. I mean, DC. So, yeah, where do you begin? DC have got, I mean, the biggest, I'd say, the strongest canon of superheroes to their name. You know, you've immediately got Superman and Batman, which are easily the two biggest names that come up to comic book heroes.
Yeah.
They tried to build a universe, but then decided to just get rid of Zack Snyder, so that came to an end. So then they rebooted a new universe, which the Batman was with Robert Pattinson. But it turns out that Ben Affleck was going to write, direct, and star in a Batman movie, but now that's been put an end to James Gunn. Even though they are.
I'm sorry, I thought like the Batman was supposed to be that movie, and then Ben Affleck decided to dip out of it.
Is it? I must admit, I scanned through this, but I thought that, like I say, they had something planned with Ben Affleck coming back.
Yes, they did. They definitely did. He was supposed to write. I don't know about write, but he was supposed to direct and star in a Batman movie.
But this was before the Batman.
Yeah, that's when that was decided.
I see.
And like, this could be just me making assumptions, but I thought that was the idea, was the Batman was going to be his movie, because there's the whole Deathstroke with an actor that is apparently well known that I've seen, but I can't name one thing I've ever seen him in. But like, you know, then there's the whole thing where he was like, I'm done with it, you know, like I'm not gonna.
It's a bit insultive if Ben Affleck is playing Batman to then say, "Oh, we're doing a new Batman movie, brilliant. We're going to get you to write and direct. Oh, fantastic. We've got Robert Pattinson in to play Batman." What? I mean, surely, you know, I can do this myself. No,
yeah.
No. We've got somebody else in to do it. So yeah, sorry about that. So I can see why that obviously didn't. Oh, sorry. Just carry on talking amongst yourselves a second. I've just had a quick important text from someone. Sorry, just a second.
Is it Ben Affleck?
No, my old landlord. Oh, grief. My old landlord, they're very, very old and they're very, very lovely. And I stay in contact with them. She has just had a major hip operation, so she's not very well. He is unfortunately literally dying of cancer. So he's been having chemotherapy and stuff. They had an Airbnb and they told me to take it off, which I've done. But they asked me to relist it the other day. And then when I've relisted it, they've had loads of stuff come through. Oh, I'm going to have to do it in a minute. Because otherwise I'll muck it up even worse. Sorry, yeah, that's the things I go through in my life. Hooray! But yeah, I mean, what did you make of Ben Affleck as Batman?
He didn't bother me as much as I thought he was going to. I think he was better than Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Pattinson, I think it is.
Pattinson, something.
Yeah.
Now, Robert Pattinson is a really good actor. The Batman was a really good movie. I thought it was way better than it sounded like it was going to be. But the emo, scrawny look of Robert Pattinson really did not work whatsoever. He looked like Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3, which was just, I don't know how that wasn't memed to death. So yeah, and Ben Affleck, he really built himself up. He got really buff for the role and everything like that. So I mean, like he did a decent job. Like I have mixed feelings about Snyder and the Snyderverse. I really like Man of Steel. I think Batman vs Superman is a horrible fucking movie, as I proved with having AI write a review for it, and the AI even hated it.
To me, it was just it's the whole. I know that they tried to explain the Martha bit, but the Martha moment, I remember sat in the cinema, and I heard people like sort of going, "What?" As if to sort of say, "Sorry, did they just didn't do that, did they?" In a major Hollywood movie with Batman versus Superman, just sort of say mother's got the same name. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was not good.
But I used to do these little shorts, and I want to start doing them again for the channel if I can figure out how to make shorts, without using an actual phone. where the actor would do something or say something, and it's just really poorly done, and I'd come in and be like, you want to do another take on that? That's a perfect example of something that needs that. Because the whole thing was the whole execution was bad.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. I found the Batman unbelievably dull.
Really?
Did
can
not
see
get
that.
it at all. I did not get it at all. It was far too long. The whole last half hour I didn't quite understand. The Penguin to me felt like a DVD extra that you would watch,
Yeah.
on the D, and just it didn't get me at all. I know Eggy was trying to get me to watch it again because he thought it was great, but I couldn't get through it. It was dull.
I mean, I'm a sucker for neo-noir movies, and it really came off as one of those. I really love the aspect of Batman doing the detective work. They made it clear that it was early in his career when they were like showing his journal and it said year 2 on it. It was too long. Definitely was too long. Colin Farrell as the Penguin was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Don't get me wrong, he was great, but it's just the whole bit of him just felt like a tack on.
Yeah, it did. Like, I think he should have been. I think maybe if they would have had him more of a main villain, and then like in the sequel have him more of kind of a correspondent or whatever you would call it, like kind of like a person, giving tips or whatever, or Batman going to him for information and stuff like that. It might have worked better a little bit. It would have. I think it would have gave him more character through the movie, I guess. You are muted.
Bloody microphone. I think the cable's dodgy, and sometimes if I just like touch the cable, it goes, no, I don't want to work.
I can hear you now, but you sound like you're going through the video camera or something.
Right, there we go. I'm back now. Sorry about that. It's this so I've got a dodgy cable on the microphone, and so I've just got.
Don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything. So for our next thing, damn it. That was an excerpt from the Outpost Frequencies, brought to you by the lastmovieoutpost.com. We hold a live stream every Sunday at 12 p.m. on Central Time and 6 p.m. UK time. You're welcome to join us. In the meantime, make sure you visit the lastmovieoutpost.com for all of your movie news, reviews, and everything cool about film. So cheesy.